What is going on, everybody? It's Pastor Ethan here for another episode of the Truth Is podcast. It's episode 26, and today we have a very special guest. She's a senior at Neyland High School. Give it up for Brianna. Brianna, how you doing?
Good.
All right, Brianna, so you know how this goes. We're just going to do some rapid fire questions, all right? So first off, dream car.
A bug.
What color?
Yellow.
Yellow, like bright yellow, like gold, what kind of?
No, like yellow.
Like yellow, like
punch yellow.
sunshine yellow.
When you think of a yellow bug, that's what.
Okay. All right. Next question. Least favorite fast food restaurant?
Canes.
Come on. Why Cane's?
It's just chicken.
Okay. What about Chick-fil-A? What do you think about Chick-fil-A?
They got wraps. They got the little biscuit thingies. It may just be chicken, but it's different forms.
Cane's has a chicken sandwich with chicken
Cane's
tenders on
has
it.
a chicken sandwich and chicken. That's it.
Thank you. Somewhat. What do you get at Chick-fil-A?
A spicy chicken sandwich,
So you just get chicken.
but with my barbecue sauce, and it's spicy.
Okay. I feel like this could go either way. But all right. Hamburger Depot or Daddy-O's?
Hamburger Depot.
Why?
First of all, our burgers are bigger. The buns are not those yellowish buns. They're actual like buns. And then our toppings are better than more fresh.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Mainly because I have a problem with Daddy-O's is they never get my burger right. I despise mayo, and they
No,
always
just
put it on. No, if I say no mayo, they put it on. If I say, hey, I do not want mayo on this burger, mayo's on the burger. Them and Sonic, they can't get that right. So, Brianna, we learned a little bit about you last time. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a senior at Neyland High School. I'm 18. I work at Hamburger Depot, and I play basketball.
Okay. And what's your favorite burger from Hamburger Depot that you get?
A bacon cheeseburger.
Bacon cheeseburger. All right, Brianna, so as you know, we're going through Pastor Ron's devotion, the plain truth. And our truth for today is, prayer is not a spice of life we sprinkle over our plan to give it a God flavor. Prayer is the key ingredient through which we find the recipe for our life. So what's your favorite dish? If you had to pick one dish as like your last meal, what are you picking?
Chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie. Okay. So in a chicken pot pie, there's a lot of ingredients, right? But the star ingredient is the chicken, right? It's the main ingredient. It's chicken pot pie. It's not called carrot pot pie or pea pot pie or crust pot pie, right? It's chicken pot pie. So when you think about chicken pot pie, you think of
Chicken.
okay. Do you think about salt?
No.
Okay. So when you think about our relationship with God and our recipe for life and everything that goes into it, we think about prayer being the main ingredient. We shouldn't be thinking of it as just something that, we're just going to sprinkle a little bit on just to give it that little kick, right? It's not that little bit of salt. It should be our main ingredient in life, right? Let's jump into our scriptures for the day. So Proverbs 3:5-8 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones." So let's break this down a little bit. So it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. So when you hear that, lean not on your own understanding, what kind of do you pull from that?
I think like just any of our ideas or like what our flesh wants, like anything that we want right away, or like.
Yeah, we should trust in God and not try to be so self-sufficient, right, in everything in life. We need to trust God in our lives and know that he has a plan for our life and we can make it through. And then it goes on to say, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. So when you hear fear of the Lord, what comes to your mind?
I think when I hear fear of the Lord, I feel like it's just not like a real like terrified fear, but at the same time it's like know that he's above you.
Yeah. I always describe it as like a fear as in like fear to disappointment. It's less of like, oh, I'm afraid God's going to hurt me. It's I don't want to disappoint God, right? It's like that when your parents say, yeah, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Just kind of, that stings a little bit more than it's like I'd rather you be mad. And with God sometimes I'm like, I'd rather you be mad than disappointed at me. But that's what it is. And it says fear of the Lord. Fear that disappointing him, right? So our devotion for today says, more than merely finding time to seek God's blessing on our endeavors, prayer is the method of communication we enjoy, which opens up a door of relationship with God. Prayer is the channel God uses to send his messages to our hearts and minds. As we pray, God speaks to our spirit and we come away, at times without even realizing, with a renewed sense of direction and answers to our questions. Prayer is not a spice of life we sprinkle over our plan to give it a God flavor. Prayer is the key ingredient through which we find the recipe for our life. Instead of attempting to get God's blessing on what we are doing, perhaps we should spend the time necessary to find out what he is doing and get ourselves involved in that endeavor. So let's break this down a little bit, Brianna. So it says, more than merely finding time to seek God's blessing on our endeavors, prayer is a method of communicating we enjoy, which opens up a door of relationship with God. So the part I really want to break down is that it's a method of communicating we enjoy, which opens a door of relationship. When you think of like prayer, what kind of do you think of?
I think of just talking to God.
Yeah, I always say, if me and you have a relationship, can we ever grow stronger in a relationship or friendship if we don't talk? If I never say a word to you? No. So if you never talk to God, how can you grow a closer relationship with him? You can't. You have to be talking to God. You have to be wanting to build that relationship. And it jumps back through to our truth and it goes over that. But the part I want to say is, instead of attempting to get God's blessing on what we are doing, perhaps we should spend the time necessary to find out what he is doing and to get ourselves involved in that endeavor. So when you hear that part of we should spend the time necessary to find out what he is doing and get involved, what kind of do you pull from that?
Most of the time, we just go off and do our own thing. And like we pray about it, but like we're asking God to bless the situation, not knowing whether that was his plan for us.
Yeah.
Instead of asking for his blessing, try to pray and ask what the plan is going to be, instead of just trying to go about it by yourself first.
Yeah, it's God, give me this, God bless what I'm doing, not God, align me with your will. So our prayer for today is, Father, I know that you are not without a specific will, purpose, and plan for my life. I ask you to speak to me and clarify that plan. I do not want to treat you like I am the most important or the wisest one in this relationship. Show me your will. I know it is already blessed. These prayers are something that we can consistently and constantly pray to, kind of navigate back on track in life, With this one, it's God, just help me align myself with your will, basically. So, Brandon, if you had one takeaway from today, what would it be?
Probably just to listen to God and not just only ask.
Yeah, that's good. We need to actually listen and try to follow his plan and not just be like, gimme, 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 right?
Yeah.
Well, Brandon, it was great having you on. Is there anyone you want to say what's up to or say hi to before we close out? No? All right, everybody, I'm Pastor Ethan. That's Brianna. And this has been episode 26 of the Truth Is podcast. We'll see you next week.